AI video editors have come a long way, and I don't think the best ones are trying to replace the editing process anymore. They're trying to make it faster, easier, and help you get a better result. I've been making and editing videos with multiple programs for more than a decade, so I'm not looking for AI to make every creative decision for me. I want it to handle the repetitive work that usually slows me down. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use Riverside's AI video editing tools to improve my workflow, enhance the quality of my videos, and save a huge amount of time from finished recording to the final export. Let's jump into Riverside and I'll show you exactly how I do it step by step. Now, as soon as I finish recording a video or uploading my footage to Riverside, the first place that I'll usually take a look at is the Made For You tab. Riverside automatically analyzes the recording and generates a full edited episode, short clips, hooks, and a blog post and snapshots. You've also got show notes, a summary, keywords, key topics, takeaways, chapters to the video, and some resources to the related episode. So already, as soon as I come into the Made For You tab, I've got a bunch of content that's ready to go. Now, sometimes I will start with the full episode that Riverside has already created for me, especially if it's close to what I had in mind. But most of the time, I'll start with the raw recording and build the edit myself. The Made For You tab is still very, very useful because it gives me a quick overview of the strongest moments in the recordings and gives me some quick social clips to use right off the start. It also gives me some ideas for hooks to put at the beginning of my video, and I can check out any of these, and if I want to, I can go in and I can edit each one even more if I want to adjust them. But all of this is already generated as soon as you're done recording, which is insane. But for this example, let's go into the raw recording, and I'm going to walk you through my entire process. So once I come to recordings, I'm just going to hit edit right here, and this will open a new edit in Riverside for this recording. Once I open the raw recording in the editor, the first thing I'll do is find the actual starting point and ending point of the video. I'll trim away anything before the episode begins and anything after it ends. That way, I'm only working with the section that could potentially make it into the final edit. I know for a fact I did this little bit that I want to cut out, so I'm actually just going to cut that out entirely. Come back to the end here. Boom. Okay. After I've done that, I'll open the AI tools panel on the right side of the screen. And this is where most of the initial cleanup actually happens. The first tool that I'll look at is remove pauses. I'll just toggle this on. And once you turn on remove pauses, you can come in here and adjust the intensity of it. There's 5 different intensities that you can work with. So you can keep all the pauses, natural pace, balanced pace, fast pace, or super fast. For me, I like to live somewhere in the middle. I think the balanced pace is pretty good. So that way I still have some natural pauses to keep. Anything that feels abnormal or a little too long is already cut out. This automatically finds the longer gaps throughout the recording and tightens them up for me. I still want the video to sound natural, so I'm not trying to remove every moment of silence, but this gives me a much faster starting point than manually searching through the entire timeline and cutting every pause myself. Trust me, that takes forever. Next, I'll turn on remove filler words. And after you toggle that, there is a drop-down menu to refine a few things here. So Smart is going to do a balance of cutting the filler words from the video or just muting them. Or you can do just mute, or you can do just cut. I prefer just cutting them out entirely. And then I'll come in here and adjust the sensitivity. I think the first prong is good enough for my type of speaking. I don't have a lot of filler words, so that works for me. And again, I don't necessarily want to remove every single filler word. Sometimes they sound natural, especially in a casual podcast or interview type of setting. But Riverside handles the initial pass for me, which means I don't have to listen through the entire recording just to find each individual filler word. And after that, I'll use Find Fluff, which is actually one of my top favorite tools in Riverside. This is where Riverside reviews the content in the recording and then suggests sections that may not need to be in the final video. So in this instance, I have 2 pieces of Find Fluff that need reviewed. So I can take a look at this one first. Okay, so it looks like this is just some filler, so I'm definitely going to apply that. Let's take a look at this one. So this looks like just a little bit more filler. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that as well. So then those moments are cleaned up. But this could be anything like a repeated point, a section that takes too long to get to the idea, or something that doesn't add much to the conversation. It's also going to identify moments that may not be for public viewing, like logistics or interruptions. I'll spend a little bit of time going through those suggestions and deciding what I actually want to remove or what I want to keep. Riverside isn't making the final decision for me though. It's just showing me where I might be able to tighten the edit up a little bit. Now, after all of that, just by using remove pauses, remove filler words, and and find Fluff, I already have a pretty solid initial edit of the show, or a rough edit. That initial edit is usually the most time-consuming part of the process for me, and these three tools that get me through it much faster. Now, once the main edit is cleaned up, I'll start adding more produced elements of the video. I'll upload an intro and outro for the show, then I'll place any motion graphics I want throughout the edit. That might include an animated title, a lower third, or something simple like a subscribe button. Because we do now have motion graphics built directly into the Riverside editor. I don't have to create them in another program, export them, and then bring them back into the project. I can choose a template, customize it with Co-Creator, and place it directly into the timeline. Now, I moved to a different project because I wanted to show you guys smart layouts, because there are some times where I share my screen in order to show some content. If I'm talking about videos I want to talk about, or maybe I'm representing some shots from a recent movie or film, and I wanted to make sure that that's available visually to my visual viewers, like on YouTube or something like that. So in that case, I'm going to come back to the AI tools and I'm going to turn on smart layouts. You have a few options for the style. You can do smart, full screen, picture-in-picture, split screen, or grid. This is really good for multiple speakers. I usually just keep it on smart. That works great for me. And then I can fine tune it a little bit more by talking through the frequency. And this really applies the best to multiple participants, but in my case, it works well with the screen capture situations. So now I can come over here to this scene layout and see that I already applied this picture-in-picture mode. So I can see that my camera is right here on the bottom right, and my screen recording or my screen share is right here. So that way that's all applied automatically and I don't have to touch anything. Smart layouts will automatically detect which layout works best for each scene. So when I'm speaking normally, Riverside might focus on my camera. When I share my screen, it can automatically change the layout to make that screen more visible. This is especially useful when you have multiple speakers, multiple cameras, and a screen recording all inside the same project. You can also adjust each of those layouts per scene by clicking on your scene and coming up to layout, and you can customize them with any of these preset layouts here. The last AI tool that I'll turn on is Magic Audio. Magic Audio cleans up the recording, reduces distracting background noise, and makes the voices sound clearer, more balanced, and much closer to production or studio quality, no matter the microphone. And of course, we know that good audio can make one of the biggest differences in how professional a video feels, but it can also take a lot of time to mix manually. With Magic Audio, you can get a polished result without needing to build a complicated chain of audio effects for every speaker. And if you need some more fine tuning, depending on the mic that you're using, I also like to use the EQ tab to manually balance out the sound of the audio. To get to that EQ, you just come up to track, pick the track that you want, and EQ is right here. You can toggle that on. And there's a few different presets that you can choose from, like voice boost, clear and crisp, high cut, high boost, mid boost. There's a bunch of different presets. You can also come in and adjust everything manually based on the waveform hertz indicator here. So you can get as custom as you want. I think that the voice boost sounds really good for my voice, but I also like the crisp and clear, so pick and choose. They're all great, especially if a guest or a co-host isn't using as good of a mic as you may have expected, like if they pull up with AirPods or something. And at this point, the video is pretty much ready to export and share to YouTube. I still have control over every part of the edit, but I didn't have to do every repetitive task manually. That's what I want from an AI video editor. I personally don't want it to make every decision for me. I want it to handle the tedious parts so I can spend more time shaping the actual video. Using this workflow, I can get a finished edit ready to export in about 1/10 of the time it would have taken me to do all of this manually in another editor. So if you want to try Riverside's AI Video Editor, you can use the link in the description to get started for free. And if you want to learn more about recording, editing, and creating better video content with Riverside, I'll link a few more videos for you to watch right up here and in the description down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. And if you have any questions regarding Riverside or the AI editor or any type of workflow, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them personally. Thank you so much for watching, and we can't wait to see what you create.